On every star map in the galaxy, there was a dark line. No color, no data, just a warning. Human space. No one talked about it openly. Traders avoided it. Explorers changed routes. Even war fleets pretended it did not exist. There was one simple rule every species learned early. No one crosses into human space uninvited. No one remembered who made the rule first. They only remembered what happened to those who broke it. The Zarkan Alliance did not believe in old fears. They were powerful, confident, and tired of stories told by weaker races. Their leaders studied the maps and saw something else. Silence. No stations. No patrols. No signals. They assumed humans were gone or hiding. So a small fleet was sent, not for war, just to look. When the first ship crossed the border, nothing happened. No alarms. No weapons fired. No messages. The crew relaxed. They laughed. Some even mocked the rumors. Minutes passed. Then sensors began to act strange. Distance readings changed. Time signals delayed by seconds, then minutes. Communication with the fleet commander became slow, like words were moving through thick water. One ship reported engine trouble. Then its signal vanished. No explosion. No debris. Just gone. The remaining ships tried to turn back. Their engines responded late. Navigation systems showed paths that did not exist. That was when the humans finally spoke. Not a warning. Not a threat. Just one comm message. Send to every ship at once. You have crossed a protected border. The alien crews froze. The message continued. Human space does not forgive mistakes. And then the silence returned, deeper than before, far outside the border. The galaxy continued as normal. Inside human space, something had noticed the intruders, and it was already too late. The alien fleet waited for the humans to speak again. Nothing came. No signals. No threats. No demands. The silence felt heavy, like space itself was pressing against the ships. Crews whispered to each other. Commanders checked their systems again and again. Everything looked normal, but nothing felt right. The fleet leader ordered a full scan. The sensors showed empty space. No ships. No weapons. No movement. Yet every crew member felt watched. Then the stars began to shift. At first, it was small. A star moved slightly out of place. Then another. Navigation charts no longer matched what the crews saw through the windows. The computers tried to correct the error, but the answers kept changing. One ship reported its clock was running slow. Another reported it was running fast. The fleet commander tried to send a retreat order. The message took 30 seconds to reach the nearest ship, then 60. Panic spread. A scout ship attempted an emergency jump out of human space. Its engines charged. The jump point formed, and then collapsed. The ship folded inward, like space itself had grabbed it. Gone. No flash. No sound. Just empty space where it had been. The remaining ships broke formation. Some tried to flee. Others powered weapons they had hoped not to use. Their systems lagged, commands arriving too late to matter. That was when a second human message arrived, shorter than the first. Movement is being restricted. The meaning was clear. Human space was not empty. It was controlled. Far beyond the border, distant sensors from other civilizations picked up strange readings. Fleets slowed. Trade lanes rerouted. The old stories were being proven true. Inside the border, the alien fleet finally understood the rule they had ignored. Silence was not safety. It was a warning that came before the end. Across the galaxy, old records existed that most species never read. They were not taught in schools. They were not shared in councils. They were warnings. Long before the current powers rose, humans had already learned a harsh truth. Space was not kind. It did not forgive weakness. So humans did not try to scare the galaxy with loud threats or giant displays of force. They built systems that worked quietly. In past centuries, several civilizations had tested human space. Some were explorers. Others were conquerors. A few claimed it was all a misunderstanding. None of them returned. There were no great battles recorded. No dramatic final stands. Entire fleets simply stopped existing. Star maps were updated. Borders were redrawn. Life went on. That frightened the galaxy more than open war ever could. Inside human space, the trapped alien fleet began to understand this history too late. Their databases pulled fragments of forgotten reports, blacked out files, deleted recordings, each one ended the same way. Contact lost. Human technology did not rely on speed or power alone. It relied on control. Humans shaped space itself, distance, time, and movement. An enemy could still see stars, still breathe, still think. But escape was no longer an option. The fleet commander realized something terrible. The humans were not attacking yet. They were studying every signal, every reaction, every mistake. Human ships remained unseen, hidden by systems designed to erase their presence from reality itself. The aliens were not fighting an enemy. They were inside a locked room. One final report reached the fleet commander's console, pulled from a centuries-old archive. Human space is not defended by fleets. It is defended by certainty. The commander looked at the silent stars around them. Then the lights on the bridge dimmed without warning. That was when the humans decided observation was over, and the lesson was about to be taught. The lights on the alien flagship flickered, then stabilized at half power. No damage report followed. No alarm sounded. That scared the crew more than an explosion. Systems were still working, but not fully. Weapons would not lock. Engines answered slowly, as if thinking before obeying. Every command felt delayed, filtered through something unseen. Then a new signal appeared. It did not come from a direction. It came from everywhere. The human voice was calm. Not loud, not angry. Observation complete. The fleet commander swallowed hard. He tried to respond. The message queued, then froze. Human systems had priority now. The voice continued. You entered restricted space without consent. You ignored established warnings. Outside the viewports, space itself seemed to bend. Stars stretched into thin lines, then snapped back into place. One alien ship attempted to fire a weapon in panic. The shot never reached its target. It slowed, stopped, then dissolved, as if the energy had forgotten how to exist. Another ship lost gravity. Crew floated helplessly as the floor became a wall, then a ceiling. No hull breach, no fire, just control being taken away. Still, no human ships appeared. That was the worst part. The fleet commander finally received permission to speak. His message was short, filled with fear. We will leave. We apologize. The human reply came instantly. Exit is no longer available. One by one, alien ships were disabled, engines locked, power drained to survival levels. No explosions, no screams heard across channels. Efficient, clean, far away, hidden human platforms adjusted invisible fields, guiding every outcome. To humans, this was not battle. It was enforcement. As the last free ship lost control, the human voice delivered one final statement. Human space remained secure. Then all external signals went silent. The alien fleet was alive, but it was no longer free. And the galaxy would soon learn what that truly meant. The alien fleet no longer moved. Ships floated in perfect alignment, held in place by forces no sensor could explain. Engines were silent. Weapons were useless. Power levels were locked at the minimum needed to keep crews alive. It felt less like a prison and more like a display. Inside the flagship, the commander watched the screen slowly go dark. One by one, systems were removed from his control, not destroyed. Taken. A human message appeared again. Text only. Simple. Your presence is being resolved. Some alien captains begged. Others threatened. A few stayed silent, hoping that might help. It did not. One ship vanished completely, removed from space without warning. No energy spike. No trace. The fleet watched the empty space where it had been, knowing no record would ever explain it. Another ship was folded into a containment field, frozen in time. Its crew would never age, never move, never escape. This was not revenge. This was policy. Far outside human space, long-range sensors across the galaxy began to pick up strange readings. Entire fleets slowing down, trade routes changing, councils calling emergency meetings. They all asked the same question. Did someone cross the human border? The answer spread quietly. Yes, and none had returned. Back inside the border, the fleet commander recorded one final message. Not to humans, to the galaxy. His voice shook. Human space is not empty. It is not weak. It does not warn twice. The message transmitted for half a second before cutting out. Human systems erased the fleet's final signals. Star charts updated automatically. The dark border line grew thicker. Human space was quiet again, as if nothing had happened, as if no one had ever been there at all. And that was the most terrifying part. The galaxy awoke to whispers. Ships reported missing fleets. Trade lanes shifted. Military commanders argued over strange, incomplete reports. And everywhere, the same truth settled like dust. Human space was untouchable. No one entered without invitation. No one crossed without consequence. No one ever returned. Galactic councils convened. Maps were redrawn. Warnings were added in every language, every dialect. One line repeated itself in bold across every record. Human space is absolute. Back at the border, human forces observed quietly, not from stations or outposts, not from flags or missiles. They watched with systems that could see, control, and predict without revealing a single detail. The alien fleet that had dared to enter? Gone. Not in explosions. Not in battle. Erased from position, movement, and record. The galaxy slowly learned what humans already knew. Space was not theirs to guard by war. It was theirs to enforce through certainty. For humans, it was never about fear. It was about rules. The consequence for breaking them was not punishment. It was understanding. One quiet broadcast reached distant stars, meant for every species to hear. Human space does not negotiate. Human space does not forgive. Human space does not wait. No one argued. No one tested it. The borders were respected. Trade routes stayed clear. Explorers passed other systems. But human space remained untouched. And humanity returned to silence. No celebrations. No threats. No speeches. They did not need to. The galaxy knew. One simple truth spread from star to star. Humans did not guard their space with walls. They guarded it with consequences. And that rule, unspoken for centuries, had become law.